Yeah, we should talk about the fights last night.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I made a big mistake. I think last week I said anybody who buys the fight's an idiot. I was like, listen, it's stupid. You shouldn't buy it. What I do right after quitting, went up to bed. I got on the pay-per-view and I bought the damn fight. It was like in the second round already. I was like, I might as well check this thing out.
Oh, that's horseshit.
So I only saw. You watched.
Should have sent me a text, been like, fights on.
Did you watch a fight? You didn't watch the fight.
No, I was in your guest bedroom.
Phone works.
No TV in there.
I know. I was using my phone to watch it too.
Like, hey, I'm about to get this fight. Let's see what's going on.
I was literally about to fall asleep, and I was like, "Oh, the fight is on, and I do have to do a podcast tomorrow. I probably should know what's going on." But I did see on Instagram and Twitter that Ocho Cinco got tagged once.
Yeah, he got tagged once, but he looked good. He looked good boxing.
Did he get
somebody that
he looked like he could throw some punches?
Yeah, he did a good job.
Really?
Yeah,
he won.
He
right?
was gassed. I'm talking going into the third and fourth. He's hanging on the ropes. Like he was definitely learned like
McDonald's ain't all that.
Yeah,
he was learning McDonald's and all that.
Science. I think science won a little bit, but he looked good, man. I mean, it was his first fight ever. He's never
there
fought.
it is right there.
And if you look at the stats, Ocho landed more.
Oh, he just got tagged. Now who's the guy he's fighting?
He got up right
Maxwell.
away. Maxwell.
I think he's an actual fighter.
Oh, he's an actual boxer.
He's a knuckle boxer. Yeah, he's 2-2 MMA.
Gotcha.
Oh,
okay.
then Ocho Cinco should have lost.
Yeah.
Did he
for sure.
Did he lose the fight bad, or was it just that one knockdown?
I think he
and he looked
won.
good.
If he wouldn't have got knocked down, then now they didn't have judges there to score it and everything.
Right.
But on the stats and percentage of punches landed and everything else, Ocho did better than him in every category.
Then I think,
but
science lost.
Right, but if
science definitely lost then.
Right, but if that fight goes any more rounds, anything else, Ocho had nothing left.
He had no gas.
Yeah, he was.
He made a cool
did great
meal.
for the four. Yeah, he did great.
He made
for
$1 million bucks?
He made a cool meal.
Good for him, dude.
Wore the I Am Athlete trunks. He was branded up Ocho vs Science shirt. I Am Athlete trunks.
Really?
He's a little businessman.
He is a businessman, dude. He's killing it out
Yeah,
there.
he really is.
Um,
But Logan Paul.
Did you watch the fight?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think? So you haven't seen anything?
No.
Good. Well, then sit tight. We're gonna fucking let you know everything that went down in a second.
Buckle up.
that seatbelt, my boy.
This is a cop out,
Okay.
but I think literally everyone is a winner last night.
Okay, go ahead.
I think everyone's a winner. Number one, everybody arguing Floyd. Like, yeah, Floyd didn't throw that many punches. He landed a lot of big ones.
Yeah.
His percentages were like 50%. He landed like 50% of his shots.
I saw
Logan's
that.
out there throwing. I mean, you watch it. Logan's out there throwing everything. Anytime
He was swinging at air.
Anytime it gets close, he'll grapple with him.
Which I thought was really smart of him.
Exactly.
Because you get pieced up if you don't grab him.
But this is like this is an ask the internet question.
Look how shitty that is, though. This is the first, so I missed this part.
Hey, it's like it doesn't matter though. Check this out.
Like it's a flurry. That's a backyard fight right there. That's not boxing. That shit's not like okay. That guy.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
Logan, this is an ask the internet question. How long do you think you can last in a ring with Floyd Mayweather? The greatest. Like we ask, how long do you think you could fight Ronda Rousey? We ask all these questions all the time around the locker room. Like this is a ask the internet. How long do you think you could last with Floyd Mayweather? And everyone tells you, bro, he's the GOAT boxer of all time. And this man Logan proved being an 0-1 in his boxing career versus a YouTuber. He got knocked out by a YouTuber, right? He's 0-1 going against the GOAT. He lasted all eight rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Doesn't matter how he looked doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Floyd, he's the greatest of all time. And he probably carried him doing all these things. It doesn't matter, bro. He went all 8 rounds with the GOAT.
Okay. I disagree.
Go ahead.
I think because of the weight difference, what was about 30 pounds of weight and height difference. Every time he got close to Floyd, he bodied him up and hugged him.
Smart.
To the
absolutely.
point where the ref was hugging him. I think it's a really smart move too. But I think if you made them stand up and box and they're the same weight. Now you can't genetically make someone shorter or smaller or you know what I'm saying? Like you can't make them lose 30 pounds, all that shit and have them fight. But because of the weight difference, because of the height difference, they are on totally two different brackets of weight classes. Every time Logan Paul was in trouble or was tired, he just put his body on Mayweather and got 5-6 seconds before the ref broke him up. And then he'd swing a little bit and then he'd lean back into him. 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather is not hard to last because Floyd is a defensive boxer. His whole entire life, every one of his fights.
He took shots. The Logan was taking some shots.
He was taking some shots from a guy that's 155 pounds.
No doubt. No,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, like, I'm not saying I wouldn't get pieced. I'm not saying you wouldn't get pieced. You know what I'm saying? You got to train for that. You got to be used to getting punched in the face. And I think he did a great job of that. But if you're 155 pounds or whatever Floyd Mayweather was, and if you watch any of Floyd's fights, I mean, there's a couple of fights he knocks dudes out, but like the ones with Pacquiao back in the day, it was a defensive showdown, and he won because Pacquiao missed those punches, and he'd piece him up when he got tired and stuff like that. But because
right, it very much looked like a Floyd Mayweather.
if you put
fight.
a Mike Tyson or somebody that it was like a Tyron Woodley, the guys that they're big dudes that throw punches and can actually throw like haymakers.
Yeah.
This fight's over in 3-4 rounds. Now I turn it on in the third round, and I was talking to Taylor the whole time. I'm like, this dude's so fucking exhausted. Like you could see, like Mayweather go back to his seat, sit down, and be like this, nasal breathing, mouth closed.
Right.
Logan Paul would be leaned over the ropes, breathing out of his mouth, dying. And then they get to the 8th round. Before they go into the 8th round, his coach is like, hey, all you have to do is last this round. You made it 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. I'm not as impressed by lasting 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. I can last 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Because, like, all I have to do is last 8 rounds, well, I'm going to keep him at a distance the whole time. Yeah, he's going to chin me up a couple times. We're talking about 155 pounds
going into that fight,
in his reach. I'm taller. I'm like, he's coming up to hearing me. His reach, he has to be so close to me to hit me. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not that, I think it's really cool that they did that, and I think everyone did win because of the paydays.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why everyone won. But I think when I turned it on in the third round and I saw Logan Paul, I'm not a boxer. I've never been a professional fighter. I've never taken a fighting class, but I've watched other people fight. I could tell who was the boxer and who was out there for the money grab.
Oh, well, no question. That's
Well,
what
I'm
it
just
is.
saying.
That's what it, that's
yeah,
what
but
it was.
you're saying like he lasted 8 rounds of the GOAT. It's like, what GOAT are we talking about? We talking about Muhammad Ali? We talking about Mike Tyson?
No,
we talking about
we're
dudes.
Clearly
we
talking about Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly.
Before this fight, you would have said you would have put.
I think if
you would have bet that it would have went all 8 rounds.
I think I bet in the. I think I said in one of the last podcasts that I don't think Floyd Mayweather is going to knock him out because of the size difference. But I mean, I didn't think Logan could knock him out either. That's literally all I said about it. Do I think it could have gone 8 rounds? I think if it went another round, it'd be one of those like stupid cartoon movies where the big guy is wobbly and all of a sudden like the mouse goes and blows on him and he tips over. Like I think that's what would have happened. He was so fucking dead at the end. And the thing that pisses me off is rounds 3 through 7. Because the 8th one, you could tell he could. You know when it's the last set of anything, you're doing a run and you have one more gas, or you're like, I could muster up energy for this. I can do one more.
Yeah.
But when the end's not in sight, 3 to 7, he's fucking dying. He's breathing. He can't fucking do anything. And then the 8th round with 30 seconds left, he's fucking doing this thing like, oh, I'm fucking great. It's like, well, where was that energy the 3rd round or the 4th round or the 5th round? Like, you look like an idiot doing that.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets up and he's like, the way he handled the post fight when he's like, that was the coolest thing ever. I got in the ring with one of the best fighters of all time and lasted 8 rounds. That's so cool. Like, yeah, it's great. I love the gratitude and all that. But like this thing and this after you just got your ass kicked for 8 rounds, like then you're showing
my stream fell through in the 8th round.
You're showing.
Yeah, I was streaming.
You're showing fans.
Our stream.
At this point, you're showing fans. I just wanted to survive because this whole I got your hat thing, us talking shit, none of it was real. That's all you're basically giving up that it wasn't real at all the whole time.
Right, because it's a promotion.
Yeah, he said at the end, I hate being a dickhead, love you guys. It's like, I don't know.
Always
you can
promotion.
shake hands after a fight and be like, hey, good fight, that's it. But like, you can't go from that dramatic, I got your hat, I'm stealing shit from you, talking about him beating his wife in an interview to JK, you're the GOAT, I love you so much. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
happens in fighting all the time because they're
no,
trying
it
to
really
promote the
doesn't.
fight.
It really doesn't. Like Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz is the perfect thing that comes to mind. Conor McGregor talks a bunch of shit to Nate Diaz. They get in a huge fight. It was never McGregor is always like, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You're nothing. You're this or that. All like shit talking words with no real substance. Never, you beat your wife, so I'm gonna beat you up for your wife or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? There's zero substance in me saying I'm gonna beat your ass. Then after shaking his hand, because that's the fighter mentality, and being like, hey, he's a good fighter, good for him. Like, there's a difference between being like, I'm gonna kick your ass, good fight, good for him. Then, fuck you, you beat your wife. Now I'm on the other side going, that was so cool. I got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you just don't vibe with how it all happened.
I don't vibe. I think he He's exhausted. The whole waving your arm at the end and pretending like you fucking like, oh, I'm fine, everything's all good. You're giving yourself. You're basically showing everybody that you really. This wasn't real. This wasn't serious. Everyone knew it wasn't serious, but you don't just. People pay $50 to go see it.
What do you mean by wasn't serious though?
He wasn't serious about trying to knock out Floyd Mayweather.
I think he did his best.
You think you disagree with that?
Like we're
Took that fight seriously for
I
the
think so,
first round
too.
and a half, and then
No,
guess what
bro, I
happens?
think he was really
and then
trying to-
fatigue makes cowards out of all of us.
Bro, he lasted 8. If you would have saw Chad Johnson, you're talking about hands over the ropes like he was gassed.
Bro,
Chad Johnson was 10x how he looked in the third round. Like you got to be in some kind of serious shape.
No, I'm not saying he didn't. He took the fight seriously. He got in shape for it. Blah blah blah. I'm saying like when you're doing this shit, it's like okay, this is all a joke to you. The whole thing. Like you can be in shape. You can take that part seriously. Getting in shape for the fight. Go fight. Blah blah blah. But you're really like you knew you didn't have a chance when at the 8th round you're fucking waving your arms and shit like that. I guess what I'm getting mixed up is he took the preparation probably serious. At the end, you're showing like this is all just a money grab.
Well, I think he's showing like I lasted all 8 rounds with the GOAT.
Yeah, but
Like before that fight,
but
like
that's
this dude.
They're
this-
totally different goats. It's like me fighting JP for 8 rounds, him being the best fighter of all time. Our size difference alone.
I understand the context you're coming from. I'm just saying, like, this dude is ultimately a YouTuber. He's ultimately like
Yeah.
a Vine, YouTube podcaster. He's all these things, and he's been knocked out. Like, oh, he's not like some athlete. Like how we can sit here and talk about, oh, we could probably last Floyd, this and that. Like, he's 190 pounds. He had to get down to 190 pounds. Like, anybody who sits around and thinks, oh, this YouTuber that's 190 pounds, like, how do you think Floyd will beat him? And he actually trained and lasted 8 rounds. And I think it's just like, yo, this is nuts that I've actually survived all 8 rounds.
Yeah, I guess so.
And landed some punches. And well, I don't understand what you disagree with.
I'm done here. No, I mean, go ahead. You can finish your thought. Like, I think we just disagree on the thing.
Yeah.
Taylor, what do you got?
Listen, I'm not worked up about it. I'm just thinking like the way you're rapping it to be like, I don't vibe with that kind of like, you're just like, oh, that's kind of dumb. Like he should have done that. I'm like, bro, that dude should be on cloud 9. Like, how did he make all of that happen?
Did you see the Schaub clip?
I'm not. Yeah, he said you won. Like, like you won.
Oh yeah.
Last 8
like,
rounds.
I think that's unreal.
He said the first two rounds was Floyd feeling you out. That's what he does. 3, 4, 5, 6 was him giving you everything, and you stood through it.
He really like he took shots. I was hoping Floyd knocked him out. I wanted Floyd Mayweather to knock Logan out, as I was like, man, he's on that. He gets to do all that stuff, and I want Floyd to knock him out. I want all the Paul brothers to get knocked out based on how they've climbed and gotten to that point. I really do. But I'm like, the way he did that, like, I just got to give him some respect, because I'm like, damn, like, I wouldn't have guessed that he would have lasted 8 rounds, because Floyd was trying to knock his ass out. Because Floyd was getting mad, hand in the face, shoving him, and he really lasted. Like with Floyd Mayweather, I know goats are different. Mike Tyson would kill that dude.
2 seconds, one round.
But Floyd's one of those conversations to be like, yeah, we're all bigger than him, but how long do you think you could last with that dude? And I would sit here and like argue like no one would be able to last with him, because he's like this perception we have that he's the greatest boxer of all time and he'll eventually knock you out. And he didn't knock Logan out, who is essentially like an 0-1 boxing YouTuber. You know what I mean? Versus 50-0
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, he's not in his prime. He's old and
I think it's
small.
super impressive how the Paul brothers have been able to monetize their life. Like going from Vine, where there's a little hiccup in Japan, and then they fucking go and they
Hey, talk about a hiccup in Japan.
they were-
big,
that big fucking hiccup in Japan. But you know what I'm saying? Like they do that, you recover from something like that. I think he was doing a podcast, and it's like you go and do something that's stupid, and then are able to recover and still be relevant in the entertainment world. It's an impressive thing to be able to do that. They're impulsive, the podcast, the YouTubing, able to take that, decide we're going to become boxers now. Don't know where that came from, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And then turn it into pay-per-view,
On
selling
Showtime.
millions and millions of pay-per-views. I'm impressed as shit by that. I'm impressed, super impressed. But the reason why I didn't want to turn the pay-per-view on, and the reason why I'm upset is the exact same thing. It was a joke. It wasn't real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is Fugazi.
That's what I'm mad about, and I'm mad that he did this shit at the end, because it's like you're fucking dead. You're so exhausted.
Like-
now, it's impressive as shit. He did 8 rounds. I mean, I guess it's impressive.
I think maybe, and correct me if I'm off base. With
And
this
Jake
one.
Paul, hold on. Jake Paul goes after the 5th round. He goes, it's 3-2.
Oh, I know. I didn't.
3-2, and I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
I know, dude.
And listen, I want everybody to be successful. I hope they make millions and millions more dollars. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that shit's stupid.
Yeah, I agree with
The
you.
ego, the fucking over the top ego, the over the top fucking I'm better than everybody always. It's like, God, it gets old after a little bit.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm
on
saying?
that. Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with you on that. So,
All right.
as a, I do agree with you. Anytime he's like, oh, it's 2-1 right now, it's 2-1. Like, I hated that. Could we say it could be similar to if we were like you getting into a boxing ring with Mike Tyson right now?
No, not even close. It's
Why
not
not?
because Mike Tyson would piece my shit up so
But
fucking
he's in his
fast.
50s. Like, he's old, so you can kind of be like,
Bro.
oh, he's not Mike back then. And you're X amount of weight heavier than Mike.
X amount of weight heavier than Mike. I've never trained.
Did you watch him and Roy Jones Jr. fight?
Yeah, it was older.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
It was
saying.
fucking older.
That's what I'm trying to get. Not Mike. Like when
But
he
I'm
was.
saying, okay, but watch the training videos of Mike Tyson hitting the bag, the speed at which he hit the bag, the power at which he hit the bag. Like those shots, and I don't know how to put my hands up to defend myself. I don't know how to throw a punch like that. Mike Tyson is a power. He's a built power. So he would take someone like me out way faster than a small 155-pound boxer would against a 200 or a 190-pound boxer who usually walks around at what, 210? Easily walks around at 210. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's so different. Like Floyd Mayweather is not known for his power and his knockout ability. Everyone knows Floyd Mayweather is 15-0 because his defense is insane. The way he can't get hit, the way professional boxers get tired and frustrated. Like if you take someone that's just as good at defense as Floyd's defense at knocking out, that fight's over in 3 rounds. Even at the same weight. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think like a Conor McGregor, who is a stronger striker, might have done better than might have knocked out Logan in that fight.
Like literally,
even though they boxed, Mayweather and McGregor fought.
Floyd ended it against McGregor.
Floyd ended him, but why? Because McGregor hit him a few times, won a couple rounds, and then got exhausted. Because you like Mayweather, he feels you out the first 2 rounds, and then he exhausts you for the next 4.
And Logan was exhausted.
He was
And
fucking
didn't get
dead.
knocked out.
Yeah, do you think did McGregor
I
get
see
knocked
what you're
out?
saying because his power's not transferred.
And they're the
to
same
somebody
weight.
who's bigger like that.
And it's also the same weight.
Would you, if McGregor and Logan box, you think Conor's not?
I think Conor might have a better chance of ending that fight in 8 rounds.
because he's bigger.
Yeah,
I see that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway,
What do you guys think? I know we've talked a lot about it. I know you.
Is it my turn to speak now?
Yeah, go ahead, Q.
Should I unbuckle real quick? All right. I think on the situation, I mean, I'm not a boxer or anything. I don't know much. I think if Taylor got in the ring with Mike Tyson would piece him up. I think you're just playing devil's advocate because you want to make it interesting on the pod. You know Mike Tyson would probably knock out
Roy
anyone
Jones Jr. would
on
also
this bus.
piece my ass up too.
So, and I think Mayweather, you could definitely last 8 rounds with Mayweather. I don't think it's, especially at our size, and just being able to keep your distance, and then also if you get close, like grab the shit out of him. But you just have to be smart. And but I think if he like walked me down into like the corner of the ring, I would just like literally duck, probably eat an uppercut, and then just grab.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
But
And then
you'd
turn
be
him
able
around.
to eat it because he's like 155.
Exactly. Or if Q got back to the quarter, here's what Q does: put it in drive and just walk forward.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm
guys
saying?
are
He's so
monsters. You guys are
Yeah.
monsters against Floyd.
You just
But
can't-
Mike Tyson
I
would
think-
fuck
I think
both of
walk
us
into
up.
a
like
punch,
now
though.
we literally have evidence of somebody doing this, so now I think it is easier to talk about. To be like, oh yeah, we can all last. 8 rounds
Logan
with
Paul
Floyd.
exposed his chin so much when he was exhausted.
I hope you guys like this clip. If you want to continue to be for the boys, you need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, and check out our playlist. We have all the links right here on the screen. As always, biggest of hugs and tiniest of kisses. Also, go check out the full episodes, but always for the boys.